Hey buds, this is Socialism Done Left here for Logic Done Left, where I destroy a right-wing argument with facts and logic. Today's content comes from the Foundation for Economic Education, which I stumbled across when I was doing some research for my next video about LASIK. FEE produced a video about Star Wars that was so off the mark, I felt it deserved a response. I'll let them take it away.
Everyone familiar with Star Wars knows that the Empire is bad, and the Rebellion is good. But why?
I'm not sure. Maybe it's because the Empire is an authoritarian military dictatorship that doesn't let its people rule themselves.
It seems to assume that the major difference between a good galaxy and a bad one is the presence of democracy.
Right.
But that's hardly a guarantee. Many democratic leaders have created misery for their citizens and even used democracy to amass power and become dictators themselves.
So, FEE chose to use two examples of elected leaders who destroyed freedom that weren't actually elected. In the 1921 Italian election, Benito Mussolini's fascist party only got about 35 seats in the broader National Blocs coalition. Both the Social Democratic and Socialist parties were larger. Mussolini only rose to power after he marched on Rome with 30,000 black shirts and the king gave him power. Similarly, in the best free election that the Nazis ever had, they were still smaller than the Socialist Party and Communist Party combined. The Socialist Party is the SPD and the Communist Party is the KPD. Hitler only rose to ultimate power after he was appointed to a position with that ultimate power by a centrist chancellor. The people never voted him into that position. But whatever, I can understand why the libertarians at FEE would oppose democracy, which tends to favor the poor over the rich. However, even they have to oppose the needless slaughter of billions upon billions of innocent civilians, right?
Now, I'm not talking about blowing up planets or...
Come on, man.
I'm talking about the daily lives of ordinary citizens.
You mean the daily lives of ordinary citizens that just got blown up?
Here's what we do know. First, there's a lot of smuggling in the Star Wars universe, and that probably means that there are a lot of laws and regulations making various goods and services costly or illegal.
That's it? FEE thinks that the Empire is wrong because of fucking trade restrictions? Back in the real world, we can literally ask George Lucas why the Empire is supposed to be evil, what they're supposed to represent. And he literally tells us that the rebels are the Viet Cong and the Empire is America.
You did something very interesting with Star Wars, if you think about it. The good guys are the rebels. They're using asymmetric warfare against a highly organized empire. I think we call those guys terrorists today. We call them Mujahideen, we call them Al-Qaeda.
When I did it, they were Viet Cong.
Exactly. So were you thinking of that at the time?
Yes.
You can also see George Lucas's anti-capitalist bent in another one of his movies called THX-1138. This dystopic future is so capitalist that the police are called off a refugee after their operation goes over budget.
He appears to be heading outside the city.
All I can do is note your information.
The THX account is 6% over budget. The case is to be terminated.
Discontinue operation. Report to Thermal Station 62.
Anyway, that's all I had for today. If you liked the video, feel free to impose some trade restrictions on the like button, and if you subscribe, you'll catch a video tomorrow about LASIK, which is a surgical procedure that libertarians like to use to prove that free market alternatives to healthcare work.